澳門賽馬會話喺4月1號結束營運之後，所有未運嚟澳門嘅馬匹都會派足夠嘅員工予以管理。無線電視駐澳門記者鄺慧文報導。
金庸誕辰100週年，全球多國都有紀念活動。金庸嘅武俠小說有多國語言翻譯，其中一位香港譯者希望透過金庸嘅作品傳揚中華文化。
華人嘅成長。
我係
雕俠侶完成第1冊。
張清預計佢最新翻譯嘅第2卷《神雕俠侶》將會喺出年出版。佢亦都會繼續到華語圈同東南亞唔同嘅大學同書店介紹佢嘅翻譯工作，希望更多人認識金庸嘅武俠世界。無線電視記者林婷婷報導。
中國取消對澳洲入口葡萄酒徵收懲罰性關稅，但係澳洲仍然有唔少農民因為葡萄市價低過成本，決定改種其他農作物。
How like everyone's so jealous.
Gigi grew up in Hong Kong before she went to study art history at a British university and began her translation career.
內功 that requires the sort of aggressive outward pushing part.
Gigi is now working on the second of the 4 volumes of The Return of the Condor Heroes, which is expected to be ready for publication next year. Gigi.
The curator of Art Basel said the team will look into opportunities where they can expand impact and influence to support people who need art. Sakura Ip, TVB News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. There were reports of brief power interruptions across the city today. Fire services personnel received more than 50 incidents involving people being trapped in elevators in Kowloon and the New Territories. The incidents are suspected to be related to a CLP overhead power line tower being affected by a Yunlong wildfire. Timothy Lee tells us more. The United States has passed a 2024 Hong Kong Policy Act report. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said they are taking steps to impose new visa restrictions on some Hong Kong officials. The Commissioner's Office of the Foreign Ministry in Hong Kong and the SAR government issued statements expressing opposition and strong condemnation over the inaccurate statements and smears made by Washington. In the U.S., work is beginning to clear the wreckage of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, the massive ship and its containers. The largest floating crane on the east coast of the U.S. has arrived in Baltimore. NBC News has more. With cleanup efforts already underway in Baltimore, the tragedy has brought America's bridges into the spotlight. Engineers say tens of thousands of bridges in the U.S. are in need of urgent repair. Nasty Kareem has more. And still ahead. Welcome back. The fallout from the Japanese health supplement scandal continues. Today, government officials raided a factory in Osaka that produces the supplements, blaming the deaths of at least 5 people, with more than 100 others in hospital. Christians around the world are celebrating Easter. That includes in Gaza, where a few Christians live in a predominantly Muslim population. David Garrett reports. The city recorded some 610,000 people crossing the border on the second day of the Easter holidays as of 4 p.m. Around 365,000 residents departed the SAR, slightly fewer than yesterday's tally. There were no. Chief Executive John Lee said the government will establish care teams dedicated to supporting ethnic minorities in Hong Kong. This year marks the centenary of the birth of renowned Chinese novelist Louis Cha, better known by his pen name Jin Yong. Some of Jin Yong's novels have been translated into other languages, bringing his martial arts universe to non-Chinese readers worldwide. TVB News spoke with Gigi Chang, a longtime translator for Jin Yong's works.
Gigi grew up in Hong Kong before she went to study art history at a British university and began her translation career.
內功 that requires quite a lot of.
Gigi is now working on the second of the 4 volumes of The Return of the Condor Heroes, which is expected to be ready for publication next year. Gigi also said she will. 12 local artists with intellectual disability made their debuts at Art Basel Hong Kong this year. Sakura Ip talked with one of the artists.
The curator of Art Basel said the team will look into opportunities where they can expand impact and influence to support people who need art. Sakura Ip, TVB News.
As Paris gears up for July's Olympic Games, Versailles is preparing to host equestrian events. And that's the news. Thank you for watching.